Another day, another slew of weirdos telling lies on the internet. Yep, it seems that the only constants in life are death, taxes, and fibbers on YouTube. So from fake disabilities to the secret deceptions of Mr. Beast, here are a whole load more fake videos embarrassingly exposed. Momfluencer's mistake. Influencer. It's a word that makes me shudder. Let's be honest, all they do is show off their fake lives and talk into their selfie cameras. And even if they have nothing truthful to talk about, that doesn't stop them. Enter self-described momfluencer, Katie Sorensen. Back in December of 2020, she uploaded a very alarming video to her Instagram account.
Monday of this week, my children were the targets of attempted kidnap.
The distraught mom told her followers that a Latino couple had attempted to swipe her kids from her while she left a Michael's craft store in California. Awful, right? She filed police reports and made a fair few videos on this almost tragedy in effort to, raise awareness for parents, I guess? Very noble. There was only one problem. The whole thing was fabricated. See, the couple she accused were Sadie and Eddie Martinez, and they didn't even know who Katie was. Police quickly concluded that they were innocent after viewing the store's CCTV recordings. They couldn't find any evidence that they'd even interacted with the kids, let alone tried to kidnap them. It seems Sorensen had chosen the couple at random as part of a deceitful scheme to gain fame, sympathy, and in turn, cold hard moolah. But she hadn't planned very far ahead with that little brain of hers. So the case against the Martinez family was dropped and one against Sorensen began. Turns out falsely reporting a crime is itself a big ol' crime. Go figure. In 2023, the now former influencer was sentenced to 90 days in jail and banned from social media for a year. I'd have given her another 6 months just for the term momfluencer. Gross. Lucky Lotto. Purchasable cosmetics and video games are serious business. First-person shooter Counter-Strike Global Offensive had a booming online market where players bought and sold weapon skins to each other for real money, sometimes real big money. Because of this lucrative trade, the website CSGO Lotto popped up, dedicated to gambling for and with the expensive skins. YouTube gamers T. Martin and Syndicate saw a golden opportunity. In 2016, they started uploading videos of themselves on CSGO Lotto gambling for the skins. And lo and behold, the two YouTubers won a whole heap of weapon skins. I'm talking thousands of dollars worth, all while cheering and whooping like dorky little chimpanzees.
Oh my god!
Oh my god.
It was a sight to behold. Now, the site itself was already more than a little fishy. Many considered it gambling aimed at children. But on top of that, fans became suspicious of just how much T. Martin and Syndicate kept winning. So YouTuber Honor the Call did a little bit of internet sleuthing and discovered something shocking. They actually owned the company. What? Yep, they'd created CSGO Lotto, then used their YouTube channels with a combined 10 million subscribers to promote spending tons of money on the site. All this while never actually disclosing that they owned it. So all those wins? Completely staged. Damn. In response, the duo immediately claimed that their ownership had never been a secret.
So basically what's breaking news now is that myself and a few other people, including Tom or Pro Syndicate, own CSGO Lotto. And this is something that has never been a secret.
Okay, but shall we have a look at a little clip from before they were exposed? Roll it.
And we found this new site called CSGO Lotto, so I'll link it down in the description if you guys want to check it out. But we were betting on it today, and I won a pot of like $69 or something like that, so it was a pretty small pot, but it was like the coolest feeling ever. And I ended up like following them on Twitter and stuff.
Ooh, dang. That didn't look like somebody openly saying they owned CSGO Lotto, did it? At no point did they ever openly disclose their vested interest in getting people to gamble on the site. So the internet did what it does best and fired up the outrage machine. And it worked. All the commotion got the attention of the Federal Trade Commission, a U.S. government agency tasked with protecting consumers from unfair business practices. Unfortunately, a loophole in the law meant that the FTC couldn't give the pair much more than a warning. On the plus side, they did shut the shady site down. But now many of their fans have seemingly forgotten all about it. Heck, the duo's channels are still going strong. That's where I come in. These numbskulls don't deserve to have their sins forgotten, and that includes this incredibly cringe apology video from T. Martin.
Cooper, I have no idea how I'm gonna record this video, dude.
Yeah, I'm not even going to bother showing you the garbage that comes out of his mouth. Do yourself a favor and never watch one of their videos again. Face Off. Some internet personalities make a career purely out of being pretty. I ain't here to judge. If I didn't look like the rear end of a Ford Focus, I'd probably do the same thing. Chinese vlogger Chow Bila is one such personality. Oh, sorry, Your Highness Chow Bila, as she called herself. Worshipped by her army of loyal fans, Chow made thousands of dollars in donations by simply looking good. That is, until one fateful day in 2019. During a live stream, viewers were absolutely flabbergasted to see, well, this.
我不知道，你说吧，该怎么样？这个我也不太懂。
Who's that? She doesn't look anything like Chow. Well, get this, that is Your Highness. Turns out she'd been using a face filter in every one of her videos to appear younger than she actually was. In reality, Chow was a 58-year-old woman, and a technical glitch had let the cat out of the bag. People were shocked and she lost a whole host of followers. However, in an interview afterwards, she claimed the whole reveal was a publicity stunt. I'm not so sure. But if it was, it ended up working in the long run. She wound up with a load of new brand deals and an advertisement deal for the face filter she was using in her videos. In a downright crazy turn of events, this went from an embarrassing exposure to a huge career boost. And if you want my opinion, she's just as pretty without the filter. Maybe there's something to this whole face reveal thing after all. I can't promise I'll ever show my ugly mug, but you'll never know unless you hit that subscribe button. And while you're there, drop a like as well. Nice. Now back on with the show. Dramatic escape. For those not exposed to the heinous world of YouTube family channels, they make a living by presenting cringe-inducingly exaggerated versions of themselves going about their apparently perfect lives. Take the LaBrant family. Cole and Savannah LaBrant grace their millions of subscribers with videos on morning routines, dance recitals, and trips to the dentist. But content like that can only, entertain for so long. Their lives need to routinely get exciting, right? Well, back in 2018, ferocious wildfires struck California where the LaBrants lived, and some areas of the state were ordered to evacuate. Yikes. Right on cue, the LaBrant family uploaded a video entitled, "A Giant Fire Makes Us Evacuate Our House," where they recorded themselves doing just that. Kind of in poor taste to monetize the suffering caused by the fires, huh? Well, it's in even poorer taste to lie about it. Yet that's exactly what they'd done. Various neighbors came out and let the world know that their area wasn't actually in danger and hadn't been evacuated at all. Wait, what about that thumbnail though? Well, the LaBrants had struck a scared pose, layered it over an irrelevant photo of a wildfire, and called it a day. Crikey. Talk about exploitative. But don't worry, after some severe backlash, they removed the original thumbnail and changed the title to "We Left Our House Because of Fires in California." Right. I guess that was supposed to make it all better. Spoiler, it didn't. Several neighbors contacted the family on Instagram and asked them to donate the video's earnings to families that actually were affected by the fire. Instead of getting a response, they were swiftly blocked. When all was said and done, those fires decimated over 23,000 acres of land and destroyed 18 homes. But hey, at least the LaBrant family made some good ad revenue. Ugh. Rollin' and hatin'. If you're prehistoric enough to have been a World of Warcraft fan back in the early 2010s, you may remember Twitch streamer and avid WoW player Zillion OP. Zillion, real name Angel Hamilton, was a disabled gamer that gained a loyal following for his positivity and charisma. Fans donated in droves to help the guy out, funding things like a brand new wheelchair and even a cross-country move so he could be closer to his girlfriend. How sweet. So when his Facebook account was hacked in early 2013, people were appalled. Who would do such a thing? What's more, the hacker made some outrageous posts from the account saying that Zillion was faking his disability for donations and fame. Ha! Ridiculous, right? The internet dismissed the claim, Zillion got his account back, and everybody moved on. Fast forward a few months and old Zillion was streaming as usual. However, things soon took a shocking turn. While on camera, the wheelchair-bound gamer stood up and casually walked out of frame. Wait, what? Quickly realizing what he'd just done, Zillion tilted the camera away from the empty chair before ending the stream altogether. But wait, he had an explanation. Are you ready? The streamer claimed he fell. Ha! Yeah, I don't buy it, and nobody else did either. He'd clearly just been using the wheelchair as a way to get sympathy donations. Twitch revoked his partner status and issued refunds to all viewers that had donated to him. The man himself would subsequently disappear from the internet entirely before eventually attempting to stage a low-profile comeback in 2020 under the new moniker, It's Bluish. The internet quickly caught on, however, and exposed him, leading his new account to be banned too. Good. He totally deserves to be banished for all eternity, right? At least that's what I thought until I learned a little more. In another startling twist, it turns out Zillion absolutely was disabled. For a time at least. In a stream, he confessed he'd suffered a car accident before even starting his Twitch career and was wheelchair-bound for roughly 2 years. Luckily, he underwent physical therapy and eventually recovered, allowing him to walk again. However, he didn't share the progress of his recovery with his viewers, leaving them feeling deceived. What do you think? Do you believe Zillion deserves a redemption arc? Or do you think he knew exactly what he was doing? Let me know in the comments down below. Terminal cringe levels. So we've pretty firmly established that internet weirdos are willing to say anything for their 15 minutes of fame. With that in mind, buckle up for one absolute doozy of a tale. The Extreme Games YouTube channel is run by brothers Tommy and Johnny Smith and is well known for its high-quality content such as, well, this.
Pennywise just sent us a text to meet us at the bike track.
I sure hope they managed to get their iPhone back. Anyway, their steady stream of masterpieces, including another instant classic, Crazy Poop Prank on Brother, would be shockingly interrupted one day in 2018 when they uploaded a truly harrowing video. We're quitting YouTube because we're dying, not clickbait. Oh no. In the video, Tommy and Johnny solemnly announced that they're both really sick. And that's downright tragic. But what exactly was ailing the duo? According to Johnny, he'd been fighting kidney disease for the last 4 years, but it had finally won. Damn. And Tommy had a severe case of vertigo. Wait a minute. Vertigo? Vertigo isn't a fatal illness. In Johnny's defense, he did seem to have a kidney condition. I know because Extreme Games did some epic giveaways during a video discussing it. Classy as always. Anyway, following the tragic revelation, the YouTubers disappeared from the platform. It seemed like the worst had happened. Until miraculously, they reappeared very much alive a few months later. Whoa. So how did they survive their fatal illnesses? Well, by the power of Jesus Christ, according to them. Right, okay. I can't pretend anymore. This was all quite clearly a colossal lie they'd invented to boost their internet clout. And nobody was fooled by it. I mean, if you're gonna do it, at least come up with something more convincing than fatal vertigo. Indeed, the entire internet roasted the brothers relentlessly, leading them to delete all evidence of their supposed near-death experiences. How embarrassing. How anyone could be so outrageously insensitive for the sake of YouTube views is beyond me. Unfortunately for the human race, these two stains are still posting their trashy content, but they don't get anywhere near the views they used to. Maybe there's some tiny sliver of justice in the world then. Just plain fake. The private jet photo shoot. Is there any bigger influencer cliche? Usually posted with a spine-chilling caption like, grateful or humble. We've all seen enough of these to last a lifetime. So when influencer Azra Mian uploaded this snap to her Instagram back in September 2022, most people just rolled their eyes and ignored it. But not all. See, this photo wasn't your usual tacky influencer affair. It was even worse. Some eagle-eyed commenters recognized the backdrop, and not because it was their plane. No, Azra had posed in a fake plane. Yep, there are actually studios specifically designed to resemble the inside of a private jet that can be rented by literally anybody. Take this Los Angeles one where wannabes can snap themselves for just $35 an hour. Now, to be fair to Azra, she did admit that it was just a set, but she's far from the only one to pull something like this, and many people don't fess up. Recognize any of these snaps? All fake. It's not just photos. There are countless videos posted online of people posing on sets like this too. So next time your favorite internet personality fires off some private jet footage, take it with a hefty pinch of salt. Artificial attention. Oh man, remember when Lily Jean showed up at the MET Gala? That was a classic moment. And who could forget her appearance on the cover of Teen Vogue? What a talent. Oh wait, you've never heard of Lily Jean? But she's got over 1 million Instagram followers. Alright, I'll stop now. Of course you haven't heard of Lily Jean, because she's one big fraud. That Met Gala photo? It was an edited photo of Katy Perry and her Teen Vogue cover? Photoshop? Okay, but if she's not a real influencer, how can you explain all those followers? Well, engagement on her posts is so low in comparison to her supposed audience that it's not hard to see they're almost all fake. And on the posts that do have comments, they're all clearly made by bots. So it's not like Lily faked one video here, her entire career is a ruse. You heard that right. In one particularly infamous example, Lily proudly proclaimed that she was collaborating with the beauty brand Bite Beauty. According to her, she was going to be working directly with the company to produce her very own lipstick. But a little digging into this claim and it's clear she wasn't working with them at all. Bite Beauty offers a service to all customers, allowing them to create and purchase their own lipstick. She was just pretending she had a partnership. Oh man, that's embarrassing. Naturally, people have called Jean out on her fibs, but how did she respond? By using the tried and true method of deflection, of course. Yep, Jean claimed that her jealous critics were bullying her and enlisted the help of her mom to stop them. The duo now routinely go on the warpath, working to remove any and all criticism or discussion of Jean's egotistical lies. Because of this, it's very tricky to find any real info on her. In fact, she'll probably come for me now. But I'm not scared. She'll be liking and subscribing in no time. Sticks and stones. If you spend much time on YouTube, chances are you've come across a primitive technology channel at some point. In fact, you probably know where I'm going with this if you saw the last part I made in this series. These remarkable videos guide viewers through the process of various construction projects built by just a couple of people with tools and materials found in the natural environment. Only problem is, most of them are fake. Seriously. Investigative YouTuber SunnyV2 got in contact with a cameraman for one of these channels who was more than happy to spill the beans. He revealed that the crews are way bigger than portrayed, with dozens of workers, a director to help them act convincingly, and even an on-site architect to ensure the structure lasts just long enough to film. Instead of the hundreds of hours these channels claim it takes them, their garish mega projects only really take around 3 to 10. Man, talk about deceitful. YouTuber and drone enthusiast Photo Expression was flying his drone over a forest in Cambodia when he stumbled across one such channel. Primitive survival tool filming a build. Yeah, that's definitely more than 2 guys. What's more, the carnage left behind after these projects is nothing short of depressing. The abandoned structures sit and rot, surrounded by spray paint cans and empty cement bags. And these are the same guys that claim they make their own cement out of mud and water? Another blatant lie. Who knows how long it'll take the local ecosystem to recover? Plus, given that these projects often leave behind massive waterlogged pits, they're super dangerous to local wildlife and human explorers. So even if these guys were being genuine about how they make these colossal clickbait castles, it'd still be super uncool. Man, the more I know about these channels, the more I hate them. Mr. Beast bamboozles. Real name Jimmy Donaldson, Mr. Beast is a well-known YouTube star, probably the biggest, and philanthropist who routinely gives away unbelievable sums of cash in his YouTube videos. He's set up a real-life Squid Game, he built Willy Wonka's chocolate factory, and even opened a bank that gave out free money. So what's the problem? Well, in said Beast Bank video, eagle-eyed fans noticed something super suspicious. See, if you look really closely, you'll see the dollar bills Mr. Beast gives away actually say motion picture on them, instead of United States of America. So yeah, the bills Beast was so generously giving away were just fake prop notes. Okay, what gives? Has Mr. Beast been lying to our faces all these years? Well, yes and no. Many were quick to call Jimmy a fraud, but he actually had a pretty reasonable explanation. Beast rightly said that handing someone thousands of dollars in bills and sending them on their way put them at risk of being mugged. His solution was to use fake bills in the video and write a check to recipients after the fact. Turns out he was just trying to be more responsible. Phew, finally a YouTuber who isn't sketchy. Or is he? You see, Jimmy is actually no stranger to controversy. In 2023, YouTuber Rosanna Pansino came forward in October of that year with a bombshell revelation. Beast had edited a video she appeared in to belittle her achievements and make her look worse to millions of people. Oh man, holding in her truth had led her to suffer mental stress and anguish, and she was seeking support. But what really happened? Brace yourselves. 2 years prior, Rosanna had appeared in a Mr. Beast video entitled Extreme $1 Million Hide and Seek. She claimed that despite coming in third, Jimmy had edited things to make it look like she came in fifth. Instead of Rosanna in third place, Logan Paul was shown instead. Considering the YouTuber turned wrestler's immense popularity, it's not hard to figure out why. That's some pretty shady behavior from Mr. Beast if you ask me. With such a huge platform, there's a responsibility to present people fairly and not lie to your fans. That being said, for Rosanna to cite mental stress and anguish seems a little over the top. I mean, come on, it was only a game of hide and seek. And it's not like the whole thing was faked. The winner, Zach King, still came out on top and deservedly got the cash prize. Or was it deserved? See, Rosanna also claimed that contestants were expressly told not to hide in the ceiling, but that Zach had been actively allowed to do so. So did Beast rig the outcome after all? It's impossible to know for sure. Rosanna's statement garnered such backlash from Beast fans that she ended up deleting her statements entirely, and Mr. Beast certainly isn't going to admit to anything. But hey, at least the events in his video actually took place, which is more than can be said for some of the others I've got for you. Madison Russo. In February 2022, 19-year-old Madison Russo got a phone call that shook her to the core. Devastatingly, she had stage 2 pancreatic cancer. Oh man. In response to this life-changing diagnosis, Russo decided to start chronicling her journey online as a way of coping with it. She quickly built a following, with fans floored at how positive and driven Maddie remained. Even after being additionally diagnosed with leukemia, she still seemed full of life and energy. Heck, by using a combination of supplements, she even managed to keep her hair despite the chemotherapy. As she put it herself,
"If you look at me, you would never know that I am sick. I still have hair, I can put on makeup to hide the exhaustion and the pain, and I carry myself fairly well at work and school."
Well, she seems like an all-around inspiring young woman, doesn't she? So inspiring that hundreds of her followers donated a grand total of $37,000 to her GoFundMe for help with medical bills. Oh, what a lovely gesture. They'd soon find out they'd been taken for fools. You see, some of the photos Russo uploaded online started to pick up traction in different corners of the web, and not because folks liked her hair. People had noticed that some of her selfies with medical apparatus and tubing were life-threateningly incorrect. These sharp users reported the GoFundMe to the authorities so that they could properly investigate, and investigate they did. You might have guessed where this is going. That's right, it turns out she didn't have cancer at all. It was all one big despicable scam to extort money from sympathetic people. Luckily, this was one scam Russo wasn't getting away with. The whole affair was considered theft by deception and she was arrested in January 2023. Frustratingly, Russo avoided jail time with a suspended sentence, but was at least ordered to pay back all the cash she stole. What a piece of work. She claimed she didn't do any of this for money or fame, but, quote, to get her family back together. Right. You know what that sounds like, Maddie? Just another big lie. Animal rescue. This one's gonna be difficult for all you animal lovers out there, so fair warning. It was hard enough for me when I found out about it. See, there's a recurring trend on YouTube of animal rescue videos. Sounds great in theory, right? These clips see people stumbling across trapped or hurt animals, usually adorable cats or dogs, and nursing them back to health. But here's the rub. Viewers would routinely see what appeared to be the same animals getting rescued in these videos in seriously unlikely ways. How on earth could this same dog get trapped or hurt so often in so many dramatic scenarios? I'll tell you how. Because these scumbags were putting the animals in peril themselves, all for the sake of views. Yeah, you heard me. I can't show you the footage itself or I'll be demonetized, but trust me, you don't want to see it anyway. In one particularly harrowing example, the so-called rescuers set up a small dog so that it's attacked by a venomous snake. Rather than immediately helping the defenseless little animal, they filmed it for a whole 30 seconds before taking action. I won't go into any detail here, but it's absolutely heartbreaking to watch. Even worse, each of these channels seem to be operating from inside Vietnam, a country that doesn't have animal welfare laws. That makes it an utter nightmare to prosecute the monsters behind the cameras. Thankfully, some of them have been banned by YouTube, but many still remain. And the platform often age restricts videos talking about the subject, making it even harder to raise awareness of the issue. I don't recommend ever looking for these videos, but if you do stumble across one, make sure you report it. Crikey, I'm mentally exhausted after that. Which of those YouTube fakers shocked you the most? Let me know in the comments, and thanks for watching.